Did you already talk to him?
No. I was working my way up the list.
Oh, let's talk to TheLastCody, who may be the last caller, considering there's nobody else.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, no problem. What's up?
Oh, not much. You guys were talking about Lost and Evangelion stuff, and man, I love when you two have those like just long-winded discussions about that.
Thanks.
And that reminded me, like, because Brian was talking about how like he got mad at a person who would just downright, when it comes to those shows, like just go like, oh, they're dead the whole time. Or with Evangelion, it's like, oh, why are they letting kids pilot these robots or stuff like that?
Stupid.
I've literally gotten into fights about that with people because I just can't. But it's like I don't care if you hate the show or not. You can tell me, oh, I didn't like the show or not. But if you tell me that my opinion is completely wrong and your opinion is right when you're making a stupid claim, that's what makes me mad.
I don't even mind people telling me that I might be wrong about something, as long as they substantiate it with a fact or at least like something concrete. But when they're absolutely like just not going to listen to any argument, that's when I'm just like, then you weren't paying attention and I don't care to talk to you anymore.
I just don't like the fuck you shut up attitude.
Yeah.
When it comes to anything. Because like I said, when I saw Prometheus, I walked out thinking, well, 50% of people will really dislike this. Bravo, fine with me, you know, whatever. And I would look forward to arguing with people over things. And some people were up for, you know, like there's a lot of stuff Eric didn't like.
Yeah.
But hey, we got in a conversation over it. And I said, see, this is the argument. This is what I enjoy.
Yeah.
You're not required to love it. And the fact that we're doing this is great. But there were so many people I talked to, oh, it was just stupid. Well, what about this and this and this? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's all stupid.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
There's substance there, whether it was good or not. You know, let's talk about it. No, what's to talk about? It was fucking stupid. Thor was better. Okay, I don't know what. If you don't want to talk about it, you know, I don't like that attitude.
Yeah, because it's like if you, I like having like arguments with people. Like I love to have a conversation with a person that has a different opinion with me.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I'm telling them this and I'm trying to explain this, and they just downright shoot me down because of it, they're like, oh, that's dumb, it's stupid, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that bugs me. That bugs me. That's why I'm very picky when I talk to people about like Evangelion or Lost.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
When Lost ended, the next 2 days was like it was like the long tiptoe home through a minefield.
I know. So
it was 2 days of there's Garrett. I can talk to him about this. Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Brian. Hey. Oh, so and so wants to ask me about it.
sorry, I'm busy.
Yeah, what did you want to know? What was the point of all that? Well, this and this and this and this. Yeah, that's all dumb. Well, I think it was this and this. Yeah, but see, that's stupid. You're making that up. Do you want to have the conversation or not? You know, it was really hard to, like... It was like I had to be real careful who I talked.
People expect you to be able to just, like... There you go. Here's the answer that you didn't know.
Yeah.
And that
They
happens.
Just don't want to think.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that happens sometimes, like, but it takes somebody who, exactly like you just said, wants to think. When I watched Drive for the first time, I was working off 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And this was when I was working like 18-hour days.
Yeah.
And Sean hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it. And I had heard good things about it. Went and saw it. Expected a totally different movie than what I got.
Yep.
And but when I left, I went, I don't think I saw this movie the way it was supposed to be seen. I feel like I'm missing something because I know what I saw wasn't bad, but I don't like it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't equate. I just kept thinking about it. And then I talked to like Rocco.
Yeah.
We went over there, we went over, hung out with Rocco afterwards. And I talked to Eric, and it was just like, oh, I expected Transporter, but I got Bullet.
Yeah.
Or more like Bullet than Flashpoint. But, you know, a 1970s slow car drama. Like that's what you got. You got a 70s style drama, and I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be action, action, action. And when I didn't get that, I was confused. but I knew what I was watching wasn't what I was expecting. So when I did watch it again about a month ago, I was like, yeah, I was definitely wrong. This movie was really cool. I wouldn't say it was the best movie that came. It might have been the best movie that came out that year.
Of Drive?
Yeah.
It was a bad movie year for movies, and then that came out. It was like, well, that was different.
Yeah.
And that was my favorite movie that year.
I really, on second viewing, I really appreciated that movie a lot more. But anyway, bottom line of that whole point was that people who ask and don't want to have the conversation of what they're looking at, it's just like, I don't want to waste my time telling you, because I had the same thing. Everybody knew I was huge on Lost. Everybody knew that I had an answer for just about everything else. Like, I don't know if you had this, Rocco, but people would be like, yeah, I like watching Lost when you're around because you're able to, like, answer these things that go over my head. Because the episode that I can think of for that one, just real quick, is the flashback with Son giving birth.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't happening at the same time. Everybody with me was like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Look at his cell phone.
Yeah.
What year? They're saying it's the year of the dragon.
Yeah.
And the last time a year of the dragon occurred was 2000 or 1995 or 1997. The next time it's going to happen is 2015. So I'm going to go with this is probably in the past while the other one's happening at that time. And I was, and then the person I was watching it with was like, I would have never picked up on that until the end. And I'm like, well.
I have that happen to me too. In addition to, another thing I get told a lot is whenever I get excited, whenever, like, if I'm like dating somebody or just hanging out with someone in general and they haven't seen the Godfather movies.
Oh yeah.
I always get that too. Not even the philosophical analytical angle, but Rocco, I'm glad I watched that with you because you knew all the Italian names. It's like you knew who all the whatever. Oh, okay. It's like, yeah. Sometimes there are people there. But that's besides the point. It's just funny. Anyway, but with stuff like Lost, there's people who don't have that analytical mind.
They just
or don't want to use it.
Who was the cat? Or use it on the wrong show.
Yeah, but what? Oh no! What I was gonna say was anyway. Yeah, but it was very difficult when like that show ended and stuff like that, where it was the people who just keep going. I don't get it. I didn't care. I didn't care about any of it.
Yeah.
And would try to sit next to you as if you were at any moment going to give up and go, yeah, you know what, me too.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen, so I don't even want to do it. Like, so anyway.
Yeah.
Was that what was your question? I don't even remember.
I didn't ask one.
Oh, you didn't ask one?
Oh, but I was going to ask, it's kind of a PS4 related thing.
Okay.
And I've been really thinking about this because I like sat on like all the current information that we got, and I was thinking like, they're really changing the focus from what the PS3 was going to be.
Yeah.
And like the new focus of the PS4 with like this social hub. Like it's going to be this social thing. And I don't know how I feel about that because I mean, I don't care about posting like to Facebook or stuff about that kind of stuff.
I don't either.
But I feel like some of the live streaming functionalities and stuff are kind of cool. It's like people can like easily like stream stuff. I think some of the aspects of like, if you're stuck in a game, if someone can help you, I feel like that's kind of cool, but it's really like, I don't think I'd ever use that.
Yeah, well, some might, maybe you won't, but I like that it's there.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's kind of weird because, like, man, I love the PS3 being like this entertainment center. Yeah. This thing can play Blu-rays, obviously DVDs, you got Netflix. You can purchase and buy movies and TV shows through the store. You can you can go and have like a Hulu Plus, whatever, any of those other apps. You can have PS3 games with the first gen. You can have the PS2 games, PS1 games. You can download PS2 classics. You can download PS1 classics.
Yeah.
You can download PS3 games. You can transfer and hold all your save data from your PSP and your Vita games.
Yeah.
All that. And it's like, they're kind of sacrificing that for the social stuff, and I don't really know how I feel about that. But
I
then again,
I don't think they. Oh yeah, what were you saying?
But then again, we don't know all the information yet.
That's true. That's important to remember. But I also think that one isn't sacrificed for the other. I don't know if they're necessarily connected in that way. It seems that way, but the fact of the matter is that the PS3 had this thing inside it called the Cell.
Yeah.
And which was was a bitch to program for. And I remember even years ago talking with people. I remember there was an important dinner I went to in like 2008. I went to dinner when I was in Tokyo with a guy who worked at Sony, and we talked about so many different things. One of which was he told me, and I don't want to say his name, whatever, and I probably maybe shouldn't even say it, but even back then he told me, yeah, don't be surprised if Last Guardian is the PS3's just like farewell game. And it was like, the PS3 came out a year and a half ago. What? And he was like, yeah, just the way that it's looking, just mark my word. And hey, here we are.
Yeah.
That might be the last PS4 game. That might be the last PS3 game. Might be a PS4 game. Exactly. Wow. So that was one thing he said. But the other one was, and it's totally true. He said this thing's got a Cell processor, and they've already said it didn't work. It didn't work. Too hard to develop for. This and that, whatever. So he's like, so the next one will have it, right? Yeah. He said, Rocco, that was such an intricate fucking thing. How are they emulating that on the next one? I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, this next system won't be able to do any of the stuff the PS3 can. Just in terms of the past shit, you know?
Huh.
So he's like, you're not going to get PS3 games on it. It will never be backwards compatible again. So I don't think that they're going, hey, enough backwards compatibility. Let's get social stuff. It's not, to me, it's not A to B. It's that couldn't work. So, well, what are we going to do new with this new system then? Well, let's have it do all this other stuff. And also, don't forget that they focused a lot of their stuff now on the future of cloud-based whatever. Like, they're coming up with a lot of different solutions for why it won't play, you know. But anyway.
Isn't there a thing about it streaming your PS3 games?
They want to make it so that, hey, if the system itself can't play them from somewhere else. Yeah. Using that Gaikai technology like OnLive had and all that stuff. Have it use that. Cloud-based, it's processing somewhere else, but it's, you know, we're trying to get latency down where it plays perfectly on the thing. Well, if they can get that working, I mean, maybe they won't, I don't know. But if they do...
I hope it does.
If they do, hell yeah, that's going to be great. But I know what you mean. The PS3 feels like a hub of all things entertainment.
It does.
It does. But I think they're still going to maintain that as best they can with this. But in all honesty, I think, this is totally honest, if you don't think they're going to give you a chance to play PS1, 2, and 3 games on the PS4, I think you're crazy. Because those are all purchases waiting to be made. They're never going to make those not available. You'll get the downloads to work on there. They'll figure something out. That's what I think. But I know what you mean. Though, having that feeling, because honestly, as people bag on the Vita, to me, that's what the Vita is. To me,
Vita's awesome.
I know the 3DS is where it's really, in terms of just a portable game system, 3DS is where it's happening. 3DS has got stuff coming out all the time in terms of going forward. But why I love playing the Vita just as much is, to me, that thing has my, obviously, Vita games stored. I've got a 32 gig card that have my Vita games, my PSP games, my PS1 games, even some PS3 games, you know? But the fact that it's got just so many generations of games on it, ready to be played on a big-ass screen, a theatrical screen, to me, it's like, well, I always carry that around. Yeah. And I know that maybe as a platform it's failing right now, but as a archive of all the shit I want to play on a flight, that's hell yeah. Dude, oh yeah, you know, Gravity Rush is pretty good. I want to play FF7. Okay.
Boom, right there.
You know, it's like that's why I like having the Vita.
Yeah, the Vita, actually, honestly, like, at this point, like, I think I love my Vita more than I do my 3DS at this point.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would say more, but it's just different. 3DS it's a Nintendo system. It's getting the new this and that. Monster Hunter's coming out for it. We got Mario thing is coming out. Okay, it's popping. It's got all the, like, fun stuff. Great, cool. But the PS Vita is like, to me, it's like the archives of, like...
I use it more. I use it way more than I use it. My 3DS has been with Eric for at least 6 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I go through... there
hasn't been a game that I want to play since
Resident Evil?
Resident Evil, I think. Yeah. And then now the next game is Luigi's Mansion 3D. Yeah. I'm like, really excited for
I've been playing. I go through waves, and currently I'm playing my 3DS more because of. I know it sounds so lame. I got the new Brain Age concentration training, which I really like. Actually, I've always liked the Brain Age games, and this one is one of the best. But I do recommend if you get it. I made a mistake. I bought a copy of it. That's one game you should download. I normally believe in like buying the copy of it so you have it and there's no problem later, whatever. But that is something that I just want this stored on my 3DS. I would rather it be there so if I have a game in the slot I can play that. But you know what? No, I want to do some Brain Age testing. Okay, you can flip between them. I think having a copy of it, it's harder to like. Oh, I'm playing Resident Evil right now. I don't want to go get that. Like that's something I would download personally.
Did you pick up the new Fire Emblem game? I've been hearing a lot of good things about it.
I don't know anything about Fire Emblem. My brother loves it.
Oh yeah, I that looked interesting, but I'm so far away from JRPGs that I'm like, I got that Ni no Kuni, whatever it's called, and I was like, this looks awesome. It's a JRPG. I can't play it.
I like JRPGs, but to me they're stale right now, and Xenoblade broke out of that. Yeah. But I just beat that, and then I tried Ni no Kuni, and it's like I'm nodding off.
Yeah.
What?
That's the exact same problem I had. It was just like,
yeah, it was putting me to sleep.
The Prince? What? Who? What? Okay.
Yeah.
Which is bad.
But I guess Fire Emblem isn't really a definitive JRPG.
Yeah, it's more like Shining Force. Which I love the Shining Force.
I never played.
It's kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics. I think it's.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be. Chat will tell me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I like those kind of like chessboard strategy RPGs.
Yeah.
More so than I like the. Okay, well, you have 3 enemies. Hit A. Do you want a magic? Okay, we'll select magic. Okay, prime your magic for the next round. Okay, now hit A. I'm done. The only game that ever did that in an engaging way, in my opinion, was Kingdom Hearts, where you had that dynamic, but it made it more engaging. And all you did was press one button. But for some reason, I played those games for like 10 hours straight every day until.
You didn't play the one on 3DS, did you?
No, I didn't.
That came out last year, and I was enjoying it. I don't know what it is, but there's this system in the game where, not only are you fighting and gain levels, but raise a pet.
That's a stupid ass.
Raise this pet so it'll help you, or else it'll die. That, for some reason, I'm like on a standstill. I like don't want to fuck with a pet.
That means I'll never play that game.
I just got to this part. I'm just like, I'm fine just continuing. I don't need a pet.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kingdom Hearts franchise at this point is just so...
Yeah, what are they doing?
It's so stupid. The story at this point is so convoluted. It's like, I'm done. The only games, like, if people that aren't into Kingdom Hearts or never tried it, hey, I recommend 1 and 2. Those games are good. Yeah. But it's like, besides that, fuck that series.
I never played 2. I mean, I really enjoyed 1, and I waited and waited and waited, and then, 2's finally out. I played the Roxas part, and I was like,
that's
I'm bored.
That kind of drags on.
I never went back.
That does drag on, and I'm surprised they haven't done an HD collection.
They announced it.
They are. It's coming out in Japan, I think actually... Maybe it's already out, or it's coming out next month in Japan, and then we're getting it sometime.
But with that, I'm just like, I don't think I want to put another 50 hours into this game.
Yeah.
Because I put a lot of time.
Yeah.
50, 60 hours in the first game, 70 or 80 hours in the second game, because I beat the game, and then I went back and I beat Sephiroth in both games.
Yeah.
I got like the final sword. I didn't level up, I didn't max level or anything, but I went through and I got the final Keyblades. I collected all the Dalmatians and feathers or whatever they were fucking called in the second game. So I I did as much as I could in those games that was like fun. So that's how I play games, which is kind of like to my detriment because I don't finish a lot of games as a result because I want to try to collect everything, and then I don't do that, and another game that I really want to play comes out, and then I just move on to that. So I just want a Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't understand how a entire generation has gone by and we have not got a fucking Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's so funny because jumping back to the PS4, it's because Tetsuya Nomura, he doesn't want to start the next Kingdom Hearts game because he wants to finish Final Fantasy Versus 13, a game that was announced when the PS3 was announced.
2006.
I think it was actually 2005.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then now we don't even know what we're doing at this point. Apparently, like, some perfume came out in Japan that was based off it, so it's like people are saying, I guess it's alive. But it's like, now that I think about it, when this game comes out, it's gonna be the Duke Nukem Forever situation. It's not gonna be worth the wait.
I have a feeling that it's gonna be a solid game, and since I'm not building it up in my head, I think I'm gonna really enjoy it as long as they stick to what made those games good.
Oh.
But I don't think it's gonna go the way of Duke Nukem, because Duke Nukem had a very specific type of humor and like setting.
And then it was development hell.
Well, yeah, but at the time, there was nothing that had strippers and cuss words and like and like talk about sex in video games like that openly. And when you have that in every single game now, where Kratos is having three-ways and like you're having sex with your girlfriends in Grand Theft Auto, and you get that in Duke Nukem Forever, you're like, yeah, maybe 10 years ago. Like, I played it, and I'm like, 10 years ago, I would have loved this. They just didn't adapt the game for the time. And
they didn't.
And if they haven't begun to develop Kingdom Hearts 3, then I think we'll be fine, because they'll develop it in a contemporary setting. It's just, if they've been telling us for 10 years, here's the next Kingdom Hearts, then I'd be worried. So, I still have faith that it'll be a decent game.
Hey, that's kind of how I felt about the movie Avatar. When that movie was over, what's his name? James Cameron kept saying, "Oh, I wrote this 14 years ago. I wrote this 14 years ago." When the movie ended, I was like, "Should have put it out 14 years ago." Yeah. Like that was such a great movie for 14 years ago. But I think I've seen this personally.
And even now, it's just like he waited for it to be like visually good, and you look at it and you're like, "Yeah, it looks okay." 5 years later, or whatever it's been. No, it's not been 5 years. It's been like 4 years, right?
Avatar?
The one?
Yeah. 2009? Okay, 4
Yep.
years. Jesus. I mean, it was beautiful when it came out, but man, did not age well.
Yeah. But the thing is like with the Kingdom Hearts 3 situation, I feel like they're releasing all these spin-offs and stuff, and it's like expanding on the story. They released like a prequel game, but it's just making the game not what it originally was. I thought like the original Kingdom Hearts was so cool. It's like you're going to these Disney worlds, and there's this corruption in these Disney worlds. There's a guy that you have to stop, and it was just you taking this adventure, going from different world to world until you finally got to this dark realm of the epicenter of all this chaos. And it's like you go to the final boss and you fight this guy who's just been causing all this stuff, and it was just a simple story. But now it's just like, this is an organization that is ruling all these beings. There's two types.
Yeah.
One is created, and one is just the body that is left. We're going to have to corrupt everything. It's a great plan.
It was too much.
Yeah. So if 3 even does come out, it's like, I don't think I'm gonna like. It's like the story at this point. It's just like, I don't want this. I just want just give me Disney worlds to go around in. That's it. That'd be fun. But the Versus 13 thing. Now that game, like they released like a gameplay trailer like I'd say like 2 years ago. It was like the first trailer we got since it was announced. Like for them to say, oh yeah, we're still working on this. And it was the same gameplay style as Kingdom Hearts, and that looks interesting. It's just, I don't really like Tetsuya Nomura that much anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna still release it on PS3, which I doubt. I mean, we haven't heard anything in 2 years.
Yeah, really.
And then, but if they like try to transfer it over to PS4, how's that gonna turn out? Are they just gonna cancel it outright? Or are they gonna start? They're gonna start from the bottom and just build it up again? Like, what's the situation on that? So that looks dumb. And then, like, Square Enix is like still on Square Enix. Like, whenever they were announcing, like when they came out on stage, they showed the tech demo from last year. I don't know why they had like a feeling to just go like, oh yeah, we're working on a new Final Fantasy for PS4.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
My favorite part was when he said, please be excited for E3. And I heard Dominic watching the stream in the other room, and he went, nah. It was really like, no. I mean, we'll get there when we get there. Tell me what you have, and that'll be that. Here's what I think they should do. Ready? This might be controversial with the series going forward. Well, just Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy. Otherwise, you know.
Yeah.
What I think they should do: cancel fucking all of it. Remake Final Fantasy VII. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Sorry, was that controversial with people? Anyway, yeah, I think hopefully, you know, I think that's the future of Final Fantasy. Remake 7. I mean, you can remake these Super Nintendo ones too. Those are great, but like I feel like those are good on their own. 7 could use it. Let's do that, and then we're good.
I can kind of see, like, honestly, like from Square Enix's standpoint, where people are telling them just remake Final Fantasy VII. It's like they have came out and said this, where they're like, oh, we want to do something better. They don't want to stoop as low as like, oh, we can't produce anything good.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
We're gonna have to remake this.
But here we are though. We're there.
We are there.
Let's make it. Someone in the chat said 7 is stupid though. Remake 9. I'm gonna pray that's
9.
a joke. I'm gonna pray. Did you play 9?
Oh, 9 was the game that I played, and I went, I'm just gonna play this a little bit before I go to bed, and then I'm gonna stop and then keep playing it tomorrow. It went 30 minutes in. They go, do you want to save? And I went, no, for some weird reason. Because at that time I was like in the phase of not saving as much because it would like count against you in certain games.
Yeah.
So I hit, or I might not have had a memory card, or it was like full.
Yeah.
So I hit like no, and then it was 2 hours of gameplay and cutscenes later until I could finally save it. Or I don't even think I could save again. I was in the middle of a cutscene. I just went, it's 3 a.m. and I just wanted to go to sleep. Like 1 a.m. 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
I don't care. And I turned it off. So,
9 has a decent cult following, honestly. I've heard a lot.
And I don't really get it, to be honest. It was like, it was a puppet show. I don't know. It was like, all right. It just really, it wanted to be that cute game that you once knew. And it just, to me, did not do it. Yeah. But hey, I really don't like 10 either.
Yeah.
I didn't like 10
I like the battle system a lot. I really like the battle system a lot. That's weird. I don't know what's going on.
This is kind of weird. I didn't like 10. I kind of like 10 too for its stupidity.
Well, at least 10-2 knew it was stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I understand. No, I know people who feel the same way. Yeah, you're not crazy. But 10 had this self-important bullshit layer.
Yeah.
It was just, well, our dreams are reality, but what if our reality is dreams? And what if Lady Unalesca plays bits ball on a summer's eve? What happens then? Hey guys, I don't give a fuck! Move on! I don't care!
Stupid.
7 is a bunch of rogue, shitty kids with snot hanging out of their nose and dirt all over them, trying to take down a company that maybe knowingly or unknowingly is sucking the life force out of the planet. Everything that lives and dies and is reincarnated is in this vessel of the earth, and a company is using it for power. Whoa, we gotta like stop this, right? Wait, it's going deeper than that. Wait, what? It becomes Star Wars. I mean, that's why that game is good. It's Star Wars. You know, it's that classic like
setting was good.
Ragtag band of losers in something that is way deeper than them, and that's what makes it good. I mean, 8 I have fun playing. 8 I have fun playing, but really, like, what's the hook? Pretty people go to school with floats. You know what I mean? Even that, it's missing that. I mean, I still have fun playing it, don't get me wrong. 9, to me, just didn't connect to me as a person in any way. It was fun to play, to an extent, but it was that. And then 10 lost me. I really enjoyed the battle system, but 10 was just talking about fucking dreams and fucking, they were rubbing each other's fucking asses the whole game. And then 11 was an online game, but man, 12 was, hey, we're not even going to pretend that the story is so important. Nope. There's corrupt shit going on in this government. Crazy, huh? This game is all about gameplay. Go. And it really was all about manipulating and altering things to go a certain way, controlling everything. Hey, I can make all the people in my party do this if I want to. Hey, I can do whatever. And exploring the world, it was a vivid, lush world where it was up to you to explore it. It wasn't linear. Hey, go here, now you gotta go here, now you gotta go here, now you gotta go here, and you're there. Yeah. It was, hey, on your own, go to this big, vast world and find it for yourself. So I love 12.
Yeah.
But that was a rarity.
I liked some of the writing in 12, like that, I only played it a little bit, but I remember that character who's like, I'm the main character, and he wasn't.
Yeah,
I forgot his name. It was like
Vaughn.
Vaughn, yeah. He was the only person I wanted to play as.
Are you talking about in the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't Vaughn. Vaughn is who you get through the rest of the game.
Oh, okay.
But even Vaughn ends up not kind of being the main character. It's meant to be just kind of, he's kind of like the observer of all the shit.
Yeah.
And that was a little weird, but there's things that worked in that game, though. Also, what's funny, though, is 12...
Yes.
What?
Balthier.
Balthier kicked ass.
Yeah.
12 did one thing that no other Final Fantasy game has ever done. It told you at the beginning, this is the bad guy, you're going to fight him. And the game ended with you fighting that guy, and that's the end of the game. No other Final Fantasy, literally, I'm not even joking, every other Final Fantasy is, that's the bad guy. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, they're my brother. Okay. Oh, no. It's someone worse. Oh, my God. It's this thing instead. Or it becomes, you know what I mean? It becomes another thing. I guess Kefka in Final Fantasy VI, you did fight him at the end. He didn't become anything else, did he?
What about in 5?
5, you end up fighting X-Death, or X-Death gives, I don't know. I don't think it was an outright, like, maybe I'm wrong. I didn't beat that game, so I don't know.
Speaking of, why is that still not able to be downloaded on my Vita?
I don't. Yeah, 5 gets shit on like every time it gets anything.
That is the reason I was excited about PS1 games on the Vita. That was a game that I played, and my file got erased, never played it again, always wanted to play it again, got an emulator to play it.
Yeah.
That got erased. Whatever fucking happened, I never got it on the DS, but it was like, yep, coming to the Vita.
Yeah.
And all the other PlayStation games are playable. That one is not.
People saying that you see Sephiroth at the end, that like you fight Sephiroth at the end of 7. That's true, but keep in mind, Sephiroth, you meet him like 12 hours into the game. It is not.
Yeah.
Sephiroth is not the villain at the beginning. Yeah, when you start that game, it's you against Shinra. Yeah. It's only later that it's Sephiroth that's the villain. So that's a little different. But every other game, even 9 has a boss that comes out of nowhere. Do you know about this?
No.
9, you fight Kuja like the whole game. It's a villain named Kuja. And however you pronounce it, and you fight him, and at the end you beat him, and then you fight some rainbow demon. What was it called? Like Great Satan. I don't know what it was called. Brian, it doesn't have a correlation to anything else.
Oh, well,
it is. Wait,
why is it there?
Okay, yeah, and so you're waiting. You're like, maybe when I beat this, I'll find out. Oh, congratulations, you beat Kuja. Well, where was he? Was that him? I don't know who that was. Who did I just fight? The last boss is seriously Necron. That's who it is. Necron. Something named Necron is the last boss. Who is it?
Who even is you?
And it shows up with a Yoda quote too. What was the quote? I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either.
I'm sure somebody will put it.
Fear leads to suffering. That whole thing. That's in there? Wow. Yeah, it was like a god of time and space. Use the Force. It says like anger leads to hate and all that stuff, and it's like I'm sorry, I don't know who are you? And you beat it, and then it's like, oh, congrats, you saved the world from Kuja. Well, I know I beat Kuja. Who was Necron? Who the hell was that? It was like they didn't have a last boss, and they just, hey, we need someone bigger than that. I really believe that's what happened. I really think that's what happened.
I think I forgot about this. I think I know what the last Final Fantasy game that I thought that was really good was Crisis Core on PSP. That was a really good game.
That? I played that game. Yeah, I really
liked it personally. There were hokey things about it. It definitely wasn't like the perfect Final Fantasy VII extension in terms of like, it was kind of quirky, kind of goofy, whatever. But hey, you know what? By the end of that game, and when you beat it, it's like hell yeah. That was fun. I don't know. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I really liked that game.
I like
whenever I got that game, I was like, yeah, I really like the PSP. Because at that point, I don't think there was really anything that was exciting about the PSP.
The PSP was kind of starting to be like, are we getting the point of saturation with the system? Or
yeah.
And then that came out, and then I think after that, Peace Walker came out.
Peace Walker is
the best PSP.
One of the best portable games of all time.
That's actually my favorite Metal Gear game at this point. I kind of thought about that.
When I talked to Konami last weekend, we were there, which I forgot a couple details about it. Me and Garrett, we had time to kill before our dinner with them.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, I'm hungry now, but we don't want to get a meal. We're just kind of cruising around till it's time, and they'll call us, and we're like, oh, dude, look down there. Dude, they have a Beard Papa in this mall. Hell yeah. Oh, I love Beard Papa.
I didn't know that.
Have you been there before?
I used to get some stuff, like in San Francisco. They had them at like every fucking corner.
They have them all over the place, but I love them personally. Yeah. But anyway, I never get to see them. Really, I think that's, for me, it's just that I never get to see them.
Yeah, of course.
So they're not here. But anyway, it's like, dude, I'm going to get... Okay, so we got one, which, by the way, their new dulce de leche cream puff. I think that's their best. Their best work yet. We went in to get them, turned around. Two of the guys who worked on Metal Gear Rising were there. Yuji Korakado and Ken Mendoza from Kojima Productions. Ken Mendoza had a Tetris shirt on.
Oh, no shit.
And if I recall correctly, Yuji had a System hoodie. And we were like...
Dude.
That's really fucking cool.
And they were like... neither of us expected to see each other. Because they were off doing their own thing for the premiere. And so we were like, whoa, that was a crazy moment.
Yeah.
But, so we talked with them and we said hi, and we talked with them and with the PR guy about stuff and, like, how we can't wait. Everything's been going really great with Metal Gear, and they talked about, I don't know, at some point in the conversation we brought up Peace Walker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I told them, hey, just so you guys know, a running joke amongst me and my friends is still, when we were at the GDC Awards in 2010, and the award for Best Portable Game came up. Oh, Peace Walker is nominated, all these other ones, and the winner is Cut the Rope. I'm still waiting for the just kidding. Like, Cut the Rope? Did you play Metal Gear Peace Walker? I've clocked about 65 hours on it. I'm still, going through missions and still conquering more territories. Yeah, that's cool. Did you play Cut the Rope? What do you do in that? Well, you cut a rope. You try to cut it.
Cut the Rope also took place during the Cold War.
I mean, it was just like, what? We sat at that award show just going, huh?
I remember that.
And so we told the guys there, we were like, that's still a running joke with us. When we'll see new footage, like, oh, new Ground Zeroes footage. When it's over, someone in the room will always go, it's no Cut the Rope. Like, that's our joke. And
I wonder what they thought.
Made them laugh.
That's good.
Yeah. Speaking of Rising, I honestly think, like, that game would be so cool if it was on the Vita. Like, that would be a cool game on the Vita.
I don't have any info on if it is or it isn't, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
Yeah, and with, like, to cut at your will, you can use the touch screen if you wanted to. Transferring. We transfer your saves. You can work on your VR missions when you go out.
Yeah.
Come on.
They seemed like, when we first started talking with them about transferring and stuff like that, it really seemed like they wanted that on all their titles. So maybe that's a little nod to maybe it's happening. I don't know.
I'm hoping.
That's kind of what when it was released, up until it was released, I just kept going, they're not going to do a Vita version? Like, I feel like this would be a great
I thought maybe,
game to do portable, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But, man, if they did that, that would be really cool.
And if they put it on the screen, you can cut a rope.
Yeah.
Then it'll win an award.
Then
there'll be a secret level. It's a VR mission. There's a rope. You can cut it.
And then it wins Game of the Year. You get a Game of the Year trophy at the end.
That was their trump card because they felt bad after losing that year.
Stupid.
Cut the rope.
I just want to know what into that decision. Yeah. How did people say, it wasn't as good as a full Metal Gear game on a fucking portable system?
Someone looked at the candidates, they looked at Peace Walker, and they looked at Cut the Rope, and they're just like, fucking cut the rope, man.
Yeah.
Dude, you cut that rope so good.
They probably just said to themselves, you know what, nothing's going to beat Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, so let's just pretend it's not in this category. And the best thing they came up with is cut the rope.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
But back on, I kind of want to reference a little bit back to the Final Fantasy thing.
Yeah.
With the tech demo they showed, the whole concept with that tech demo. It's like a Middle Eastern like war zone and stuff. It's kind of weird for a Final Fantasy game, but it's like if that's a game to me, that's not a Crystal Dreamland or any bullshit like that.
Yeah.
That seems cool to me.
Something
different.
What?
Go that route.
Yeah. Maybe that's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Like I feel like they need. Like, what can save Final Fantasy at this point is either a remake of 7 or just do something different. That's it. Or get a new get someone else to like do writing or directing.
Yeah.
I don't want Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah.
I'm so just done.
Yeah,
with him.
over it.
Yeah. Are you guys excited about that Tomb Raider game?
No,
That's coming out soon.
I'm not.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be, but I kind of am, because it looks like it's not going to be rob this too, because Uncharted perfected that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what else are you gonna want out of a game? That's a bold statement to say it perfected that, but it's like, what else do you want out of a treasure hunting game than what Uncharted brought to the table?
That's actually pretty funny because people, like, when Uncharted was around, people were like joking, they were like going, "Oh yeah, Dude Raider," and it's so funny how Uncharted has just surpassed Tomb Raider.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Well, the first Uncharted was like, I remember getting it and I'm like, it came with my PlayStation, and I'm like, oh yeah, what a cool, like, fun little game to play. And then I remember I got to the point where things turned into vampires, and I went, oh, what? Now I'm into this game. I thought it was just a straight up, like, grave robbing game. Like, okay, cool, I'm down. And then the second one came out and it was good, and the third one was good. But like, this new Tomb Raider looks like it might be something fun. It looks like it's going to be different than what we're used to, which is her jumping around and, flopping all over the place. So because
I'm kind of like, I want to play it because like I haven't played a Tomb Raider game since like the PS1 days, and it's like, you know what, I kind of feel like playing that. You know what, I don't mind it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I haven't even played any Tomb Raider game. I think I had one demo on the PC, and that it was like, oh yeah, you shoot these guns and you flop around. But this new one looks like it's taking a different route, a more serious kind of take on her, and I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with it, and I hope it's fun. I hope it's not like one of those stupid sneaking games where you're just because I don't know, Metal Gear's kind of got it right with the way that they made the games after Metal Gear Solid 2. They're like, you can still sneak if you want, or you can try these different ways, and that was something that I really appreciated. And if it's just a stealth game, I get really tired of just stealth. Like in Batman, I got tired of any of the Prowler missions if they went on way too long. So I'm excited to see this game be something, I don't know, a good mix between action and, adventure. I don't know. It'll be fun to see what they do with it.
What's kind of interesting about this new Tomb Raider is people have been saying like even the developers kind of like, oh, it's almost got like survival horror elements to it, which if it like honestly, like if they're not like bluffing and they're like serious, like this somehow is actually this almost survival horror game. That'd be quite interesting.
That's kind of why I like it, because it looks like a survival game with like the Uncharted IP, and I'm like, okay, I'm cool with a game that's like a survival. You put things together, and then you get a gun, and then like you kind of have to like go through these areas and try to avoid people. But then if you have the weapon, you can take them down, and that's what I saw after the freaking snuff film I saw at the beginning. Was like a really cool, what looked like a survival horror game, and I'm always down for those games. I love the setting.
Yeah, it's a dying genre.
Yeah. Will you get the Resident Evil Revelations on console?
Oh, absolutely. I'm getting it for
the
Wii U.
Yeah, me too.
We use the definitive one for that.
I mean, once I was gonna get it anyways because I'm like, well, GameFly, rent any game, just if it's interesting, and I'm sure by the time it comes out, it'll be the middle of summer. I think is when it said. May? Yeah. What games are coming out? I think in May. Nothing.
Well, they delayed it a month, but in June, The Last of Us is coming out, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need something to tide me over. So either way, I was gonna rent it, but then especially after I found out it's gonna be full dual screen on the gamepad and on the TV, I'm like, well, okay, I'm in. I mean, that was a 10-hour game that had a lot of replayability that I didn't really delve into. But I enjoyed every second of that game. Very good.
The episodic nature of it made the game perfect.
Yep.
Especially for portable.
I would sit on the toilet and all right, previously on Resident Evil Revelations. No, we're going to bring this down. Not if I have something to do it. Ready to play. Oh my god. Holy shit, that happened. End of episode 8. Thank you. All right, done. Thank you. And I would go back to it later. I mean, that was so fun to me. And it came at a perfect time, at least for me. I was moving at that time. I had no TV or anything like that. That was my, okay, I'm done for the day. Let's play an episode. Oh, yeah. Like, that was my entertainment, for 2 months.
It was a good game.
What was kind of interesting about that whole concept, which this is touching back, but I did purchase... Even after the piece of shit Final Fantasy 13, I did purchase 13 too. That game actually did that. Like every time you started the game and load your save, it always would give you a recap of the stories.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
Which the
only problem was that you didn't care.
Yeah, exactly, because the story is just stupid. But it's like if that was implemented with a good story in a game, hey, for a JRPG that you might sit down like where you're like, oh, I'm not gonna play this for a while, maybe a month or two later. That helps because JRPGs are so large. It's like you'll forget a lot of things. So having like a short little recap would be really good for like those kind of games.
Yeah. I was going to say. What was I going to say about that? They sent us Final Fantasy 13 too. That was actually a gift from Square. But I don't think we have some friends over there and they're great.
Yeah.
But I just Final Fantasy 13 stuff is not my thing. They sent us Sleeping Dogs too, though. I think actually most of us did play that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that game. It was really long, so I stopped.
Yeah, what else? What else did we get? We didn't get that.
Deus Ex, right?
Deus Ex.
Yeah, and you got those headphone. What were they?
Oh yeah, for the those little plaques that you can put on the.
Yeah.
Was it Beach? No.
Astro.
Astro.
Yeah.
Those are really cool, though.
And on the PS4, one thing that kind of feels weird with me is like I actually like normally when it comes to release dates, like when it comes closer, it's like, oh, dude, I'm excited for that. But you know what? I think the PS4 is coming out a little bit too early. I think spring next year, or like, I mean, obviously they did it because it's the holiday season. That's when consoles come out. But it's like, ooh, man, console like it's like. I still feel like the PS3 is having so many games like coming out.
Yeah, that's true that they do have a strong year. Because I said this before, it creates this awkward crossover.
Yeah.
Hey, we're getting Grand Theft Auto 5 at the end of the year. That's a PS3 360 game. Okay. Yeah. So are you buying a PS4? Well, let's say maybe you are. Okay. Well, I guess I'll keep my 3.
Yeah.
It just creates this awkward, like, I just want my shit on PS4 once I have it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I will say that I don't like. that I outright don't like about the stuff they talked about.
Yeah.
I don't care. Oh, it can't play PS1 or 2 games. At this point, it's naive to expect that, in my opinion. But that it doesn't play 3 PS3 games really is awkward. Yeah. To me, I don't have this attitude. I expect backwards compatibility, but it really helps when you can play the previous one. I know people who are upset the Wii U couldn't play GameCube games. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Where is the fucking GameCube right now? All you want to do is play Smash Brothers.
If you're still playing GameCube games, you have a GameCube.
Like, whatever. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Wii U playing Wii games, that's great, because I'm still, on the Wii, I never played Last Story. Well, now I can pop that in. I think you need to play the previous one. I think that's the way to go.
And with such a strong year, like you said, it's just... Ooh, that's so, I think, if it's multi-platform, I'm just going to get for Xbox, because we don't know if the Xbox is backwards compatible or not.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it is announced, we're backwards compatible with 360 games, so it's well, if it's multi-platform, I'm just going to get on 360, because it's well, it's a little bit more convenience. Yeah. But, I kind of been thinking about this, so it's because my PS3 is still a hub, and hopefully they don't take the network down. But, because that's for, where I can transfer all my PSP games, my Vita games. Yeah. I'm still going to have, I normally, put it, whenever the new generation comes out, my main consoles that I have out, it's I have all the current gen stuff. And then when the next generation comes, after I progressively get the new stuff, it's I move the old stuff out. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to, honestly, it's I think, because I use my PS3 for, just transferring stuff over. Yeah. And it's I think I'm gonna have to just keep that out alongside the PS4. If they kind of integrate, but if they do integrate transfer stuff, then it's you know what, then I guess I can deal with that.
And also what I was gonna say, going back to what you were talking about though, as far as it being too early, I think the crossover is awkward. But in terms of it being too early, PS3 does have a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
But it's okay to me, I think, at this point, after 7 years, to have a new gadget. I'm fine.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long generation.
And keep in mind, this ain't coming out for 10 months.
True.
It's almost a year. Yeah. So, hey, add another year. You're kind of feeling, do I, or whatever. I mean, you're adding another year before you're even going to have it.
Yeah. So, but that's because the PS3 is so strong. It doesn't feel like you said, it's we don't really need it. It's not like the game, everything's it's hindering stuff. I don't feel like there's been games that are just hindered.
I don't feel that way either. Because even at this point with the PS2's lifespan, I did. I was Shadow of the Colossus is stuttering. Yeah. We need a new we need a PS3 now.
Yeah.
So whatever. I mean, they could stick it out a couple years longer, sure. But hey, you know what? Technology moves fast, and we're using a 2006 machine. So you know what? Even if I don't feel that way, whatever. It's been 7 years. I think it's okay to put out a fourth one. I think it's okay.
And I kind of have the same stance because I don't like paying for Xbox Live, but man, they really did kind of hook me in because man, Halo 4 was so good.
Yeah, and Xbox Live is a service that works really well, and it's a great hub of all people, together. Yeah. It's the best way to play multiplayer. So, hey, when PS4 keeps talking about social stuff, maybe that's what they're after. And if they can do it, great. I don't care about posting to my Facebook either. But having a very consistent, hey, here's all of Brian's shit. Hey, here's all of Kevin's shit. Hey, here's all of Larry's shit. I don't know anybody named Larry, but there he is. There's all his stuff. I know everything that they're into. They're playing this. I'm going to join them. Making that just seamless.
Yeah.
And cutting down on the latency between playing and getting there. Yeah. And all that stuff. Hey, that could be better than Xbox Live. So to me, working on your social network is ultimately not a bad thing for a video game system. It could turn into something good. If it turns into just glorified Facebook, I don't think anybody wants that. Nobody cares.
We don't need it.
Nobody cares about that. But getting it all in a way that it's hey, you know what's going on with everybody at any given moment, and it's easily, you can go play with them. Great. Yeah. That's a good console.
And with the Wii U, it's you know what, Miiverse?
Yeah.
It's so simple. It's that's Nintendo's social outlet for gamers.
Yeah.
It's so simple. You can just go to different communities, comment on games.
Yeah, and it's fun.
Yeah, and it's so cool because it's people can draw and you see some cool art on there. It's you know what, and then you can follow people kind of Twitter and you can follow your friends and what they post and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's you know what, it's simple, but it gets the job done, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
I feel like with the PS3, I don't like we don't know everything yet, but it feels kind of overwhelming to me.
It is, but also keep in mind though that this is a reaction to. I love the PS3 as what you said, a center of all things you like to play, but PS3 you feel very closed off. I think that's true personally. When I'm on PS3, I feel like it's just me here.
Yeah, but
now,
that's really
I could look at my friends list and there's people there, but it doesn't feel very like everyone's on here. I feel like I'm on my own, and I think they just want to make it. Hey, no, you're not. When even the Wii U is pretty good, even though they're I still don't know how multiplayer would even work on that thing.
Yeah,
they still aren't getting it right. But when I sign on to that thing, there is the sense of wow, everyone's
community.
On here.
Yeah.
And so like PS4 can, if they can get that going and really make it easy to jump in with people.
Yeah, I can see that. But it's like really like when I think about PlayStation consoles, it's always been this single player.
Yeah,
that's always been my focus.
But that's true too, because at the end of the day, I do prefer single player.
Yeah,
that's true.
Now, if the Xbox is very like multiplayer centric with Xbox Live and stuff. Now, if Sony's like, okay, we're gonna do this, are they gonna be moving more towards focusing strictly on, not strictly, but mostly on online content, like online multiplayer and stuff like that? Like the current state of online gaming is kind of weird. I mean, Journey's like aspects of like online was really interesting.
Yeah,
I like that kind of stuff.
I like that.
Destiny, the new Bungie game, they're kind of they're down. They like said like we're not making a just an MMO. We're not doing that. We're not gonna make a game where it's just like you log in and you see 1,000 people. They actually like we're talking about how they were like inspired by Journey and stuff like that concept. Like you're wandering and like you can sometimes just while you're playing connect with someone else and you can see someone else wandering around.
Yeah.
And that's kind of interesting to me. But if there's like multiplayer stuff like that, that's cool. But it's like if it's just downright like, okay, all our IPs, new IPs, we're done with Killzone. We're starting with Killfire, new online multiplayer series. That kind of stuff bugs me. It's just like I'm not into that, and I feel like that's just kind of like I don't know. I kind of got that vibe with like the PS3 turning into this online. It seemed like they were going like for this fully online centric console.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see when it comes out. You know. But keep in mind there are still a lot of people who want to play just single player too. So I don't think that's going away or anything like that.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying with the next Xbox is like, I don't, unless we don't know what they're planning. If they decide like, you know what, Xbox Live Gold gone, online is free. If they do that, I'm fully on board no matter what. Now the thing, like I was saying before, Halo 4, man, that like this new Halo trilogy is so good. Like
I was surprised how much I enjoyed Halo 4.
Yeah, like really, like I got it because it was like, oh, everyone else is getting this Halo. Oh, all right, play multiplayer stuff. But man, when I played that, the whole like starting campaign, it was this whole prologue to like the rest of the trilogy. But it was like a character story, and it was like, whoa,
wow,
I'm getting this out of Halo.
You didn't see any of it, did you?
I have not played it. No.
Yeah, oh, you like
as someone
honestly,
who was kind of burned by previous whatever. 4 was like. Okay, I'm loving this.
The
like
last one I played
really enjoyed it.
Was 3, and I really enjoyed it. It was a good end to the story, and I didn't play ODST or Reach.
Yeah,
I didn't. I tried all those, and I 3 I had a good time.
Yeah,
but I still didn't connect to it in the way that I did the first Halo. Really, the first Halo really affected me, and 2 and 3 didn't as much. And Reach,
more than
it's
2.
funny. Yeah, definitely. But Reach, I was kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I played this.
It was a prequel.
I wasn't really into any of that stuff. And then 4, it's like, rolling my eyes, like, come on. And I played it and was like, this is all like, everything was so solid in terms of the game. It really were a lot of. I think some designers from Metroid Prime came back or were hired by them.
Yeah,
and to me, it shows like. I mean, you've got these abstract weapons you have now, fighting abstract monsters, and just
really?
things getting really weird with that. But they made you care about the characters. That was what made that game work to me. Just in terms of the multiplayer's fun, and they did a great job.
It gets the job done.
It's better than ever. Yeah. But I like the campaign too. To me, it's got to have the full package, and the campaign is actually like, wow, I'm actually worried what will happen to this character.
And they really give you a bang for your buck. And like, I haven't touched on this, but there's a whole other like second campaign called like Spartan Ops.
Yeah, I haven't been following that at all.
Yeah, it's like this. Like every like week or so, you get a new episode. Like it's like you get a TV show, but it's like a game, and it's just like you get a new episode in the story. And they have like, I think they're on season 2.
Yeah,
which is kind of weird. It's like, oh, season 2 or Spartan Ops thing, and it's like. We get this whole like story, like the main story, which is awesome, and then we get this like kind of background story, like oh, this is also going on, and this is just something a little fun that if you want to like mess with, you can.
Yeah,
and it's like, and this really goes to show like how fan input really helps a game, because all the people that were working on Halo 4, 343 Industries, they were all fans of Halo.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think at this point that was what it needed, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I like all the guys at Bungie a lot. They're great guys, but I think I'd rather them work on a new thing. Personally.
Yeah. Man, they are. That is.
Yeah.
I was surprised that like I never thought like I think I would be excited sort of for a shooter at this point. Yeah. It's such an oversaturated part of the video game market.
Yeah.
But it's like they are really gunning to reinvent it. They're like they do not like where shooters have been looked at in the gaming industry. They don't like it. They want to reinvent it. And they did that with Halo for the console market.
Yeah.
Because just before it was PC. And you know what? I trust Bungie to do something. I think this is going to be really good. And yeah, I'm excited.
I think it's going to be good. I need to check. Hey, Royce. I don't know if Royce is watching this. Has this been the longest call?
TheDoc had an hour and 1 minute.
Well, we're about to hit an hour and 2.
Oh,
wait.
Well,
let's see.
Criminy.
Wait, dude, I should hang up.
Yeah, you should totally.
We're at an hour and 1 minute and 49 seconds. 50.
Holy macaroni.
51. Should I do it?
Do it.
You're gonna lose to the doc.
Do it 1 second over.
Do it. Please do it. 3. And.
No, I'll let it go. Oh, he hung up.
Oh, good.
Well, it didn't count. You bailed. Disqualified.